Welcome of you for the new chapter, that is the neural control and coordination. Okay, neural control and coordination. In that, first I want to tell you that study of neuron, study of structure, function, and disease of nervous system is called neurology. What is a neurology? The study of structure, function, and disease of nervous system is called neurology. And neurology, that is also made from two words. One is the neuron and other is the logos. Neuron, that means the cell, nerve. Neuron means nerve, and the logos means study. Okay. So what is the neurology? A study of structure, function, and disease of nervous system is called neurology. Okay. And a neuron, that is the functional unit of nervous system. Neuron is the functional unit of nervous system. Okay, and we will study completely. This means the neural control and coordination total play. This means neuron play the vital role in the neural control and coordinations chapters. So neuron, good way. You have studied already now that neuron, that is the structural unit of functional unit of nervous system. Okay, neuron that is also called nerve cells. Neuron that is also called nerve cells are functional unit of nervous system. Okay, and this one figure is of neurons. Okay, and in the neuron, this part is called the axon part, and this part is called the cell body. That is also called cyton, also called soma. Okay, so this part is the cell body and also called cyton. So group of many cyton, group of many cell body, because this is the cell body, and cell body is also called soma or also called cyton. So here we have denoted the cyton, and this is the cyton, and on the cyton dendritis is present on the cytome, on the cell body of cytome. Okay, and this is the cytome, this is the cell body, and group of this means many cytons. Group of cyton is called mass of cyton. Okay, mass of cytons, and this is the axons part. Okay, on the axons part, myelinated sheath is present, axona cells is present. Okay, so this is the axon part, and group of axon, this is the bundle of axons or nerve fiber. Bundle of axon or nerve fiber. Okay, this means one axon is axon, and many axon, group of many axon is called the bundle of axons or nerve fibers. Okay, and this is the single cell body, single cyton is called the cyton, and group of many cyton is called mass of cytons, such as you can see in the figure. Okay, and here cytone, that in the cytone, in the cell body, inside the cell body, nucleus and cytoplasm is present. Okay, nucleus and cytoplasm is present. Okay, nucleus and cytoplasm is present. And here mice of cytone in the nucleus, this means in the cytones, nucleus and protoplasm present, cytoplasm present. Okay, and this cytone, in the cytone, a nucleus is present in central nervous system. You have studied here that in the cytone, nucleus is present. So in the cytone, nucleus is present, that is in the central nervous system. But in peripheral nervous system, ganglia is present. Okay. In cell body, in cytone, nucleus is present in central nervous system. In peripheral nervous system, of peripheral nervous systems, in the cytones, nucleus is not present, ganglia is present. Okay, and this is the axons of the central nervous system. Axon part of central nervous system, in that nerve tract is present, and in peripheral nervous system nerve is present. And nerve arise from brain and spinal cord. Nerve is from brain and spinal cord. Brain nerve is called the cranial nerves, and spinal cord nerve is called the spinal nerves. Okay, here cranial nerves, that is of 12 pairs, and spinal nerves, that is 31 pairs. Okay, completely, that in the nucleus, in the cytones, inside the cytones, nucleus is present, but that nucleus is present in the central nervous system. In the peripheral nervous system, of the peripheral nervous system, in cytones, ganglia is present. In peripheral nervous system, nucleus is present inside the cell body in central nervous system. Okay, this is a major point to remember. And here, that axon is in central nervous system, nerve tract is present. And in peripheral nervous system, nerve is present, and nerve is arise from the brain and spinal cord. Brain's nerve is called the cranial nerve, that is 12 pairs, and from spinal cord nerve is called the spinal nerves, and that is 31 pairs. Okay, next, that is what is dendritis. Dendritis, this is part, dendritis arises on the surface of the cytones. This is called the dendritis. Okay, so next, that is the dendron and axon. What is the function of dendron and axon? The function of dendron and axon is similar, that is the conduction of information. Conduction of information. If a mosquito is seated in our hand, then from the brain information is comes on nervous system, on dendron or axon. That day mosquito is seated on the hand, then hand work on hand, and after that mosquitoes dry and fly, that is the other matter. This information, that is mosquito is seated on the hand, is collected by the dendron and axon. Okay, this information by the dendron and axon goes into brain, and brain send information that go and activate that of the cytone. That cytone for neural activities and exclamation. This means information that if the mosquito is seated on hand, this information goes to brain by the conduction of information. This means by the dendron and axon. And brain send of axon. Brain says cytone that go and see your activities and die, kill that mosquito which is seated on your hand. Then brain work activities for neural activities and exclamation that is happened by the axon. This means which action we take for kill and fly the mosquitoes, that is information by the comes by the cytone. Okay, this means that dendron and axon conduction of information, cytone for neural activities and explanation. Okay, next, this is the organ. And okay, imagine that this is the organ, and in the organ, two part. Outer part is called the cortex part, that is the peripheral, and inner part is called the medulla part, that is the central. Okay? Okay. Central part, that is medulla, and peripheral part, that is the cortex in the body, in organ. Okay? Remember this, that the peripheral part, that is the cortex, and central part, that is the medulla. Here you see that this is the nervous system, and nervous system, what is the nervous system? Nervous system, that is the mass of neurons, and nervous system that is divided into two parts. One is the gray matter, and another is the white matter. Okay, nervous system, that is the mass of neurons, and nervous system is divided. Nervous system of two types. In the nervous system, two matter is present. One matter is the gray matter, another is the white matter. What is the work of the gray matter? Nervous system is not divided in gray matter, in the nervous system, two matter, that is the gray matter and white matter is present, and gray matter, that is by dendrons, cytone, and non-myelinated axons and nerve fiber, in which gray matter and white matter by myelinated nerve fibers. Okay, here that nervous system, that is the mass of neuron, and neuron is divided into three parts. So nervous system is the mass of neurons, so nervous system is also divided into three parts. That is the dendron, cytone, and axons. Okay. In the dendron is the gray. Okay. This means in the dendron gray matter is present. Cytone, that is also gray. And axon, that is axon is also divided into two parts. One part is called the myelinated part, myelinated axons, and other is the non-myelinated axons. Myelinated axons, that is white, and non-myelinated, that is a gray. Okay. Myelinated axon, that is white, and non-myelinated, that is gray. Okay. If you want to know that what is the difference between the brain and spinal cord, then I can tell you as possible that you know that this is the organ, and peripheral part is called the cortex, and central part is called the medulla. Okay, in brain, now I am talking about the brain. In brain, gray matter is present in cortex, and white matter is present in medulla part. Now I am talking about the brain. In the brain, gray matter is present in cortex part, in peripheral part, and white matter that is present in central part. This means medulla part. Okay, white matter is present in central part, and gray matter is present in peripheral part. This means cortex part in the brain. But in a spinal cord, in the central part, this means in the medulla part, gray matter is present, and in the cortex part, white matter is present. Okay, this is the difference between the, this is a small difference between the brain and spinal cord. Okay, that, what is that? Gray matter is present in center in spinal cord, and gray matter is present in peripheral part in brain. Okay, so now which you are saying, this is the spinal. In the spinal cord, white matter is present in cortex part, and in the central part, gray matter is present. Okay, thank you.